Alright, welcome back. It's time to check out the new trailer for Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising, coming out later this year. Alright, a ton of news for this game. Unreal Engine. The main focus right here is the mini-game, which is based on Fall Guys. It looks a lot like Fall Guys, but of course they're jumping back into showing you the main game. So it's like, instead of trying to sell you a fighting game, they're selling you the Fall Guys mini-game, and also there is a fighting game involved. It's like 50-50. And as you can hear, there is a vocal track playing in the background. Tons of new characters. There was a girl on a sheep there. There's also a trailer for a new character called Nia, which I haven't quite checked out yet. There she is, shaking her hands in her head. She looks like she's constantly troubled. And then the teeny tiny little characters. That character, what's his name? Anyway, it looks like this. It's like there's gonna be like 50 of you, I don't know, jumping into a match, and you're all going to battle royale to see who's the king of the hill, I guess. Fall Guys, a very popular game, a very successful formula, and there's a little treat at the end of this. And if it's not at the end of this, it's in the tweet, which I'll share with you later. This character looks good. I do not know who this character is, but he looks great. And look at this. The main character, Jita and Gran, or Gran and Jita, they get new costumes. They're called Eternal. They're called Guiders to the Eternal, or Eternal Guiders. I don't think they become eternal. I don't really understand the lore in Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising. I don't really know the lore when it comes to the hair going blue and becoming eternal. Anyway, so pre-order now. It's available on November 30th for PS5, PS4, and Steam. It looks like it's not going to be on Switch just yet. Costume is called Guider to the Eternal Edge. I think we're going to have to go through this again with a little more slow detail, but one of the cool things that was announced for this game is the fact that this will be free to play. This came out yesterday, and the news was, one, that the game is coming out on November 30th. It's going to be available for pre-order already as of basically now, as of yesterday, the final day of EVO. There's a standard edition and a deluxe edition, but the biggest news was actually the next image, which was this, the free edition of Granblue Fantasy Versus. So this is partly why it's so exciting. That trailer is so exciting because it's going to be shown to people, and then people are going to hear that what they just saw is free. Like, if you want to play, again, I'm assuming that it's going to be Gran, Jita, and 2 other characters, but 4 characters will be free to play in this game. What you just saw of the game, that's going to be free, and also you're going to have the Granblue's Legends fully playable as well. So just to confirm, you can see, enjoy online matches and Granblue's Legends with everyone, even with the free edition. So let's just have one more look through the trailer so that we make sure we didn't miss anything. Got all of the cute little characters to trick you in to what is actually a fighting game. But I think it's fine. Honestly, as a strategy, this might work. And also, I'm actually really into this vocal track. I don't want to hear it while the game is playing, but I like it for the trailer. Siegfried, obviously already a very popular character, if I'm not mistaken, the winner of the EVO Grand Finals. Fighting on the sheep. That character wasn't in the open beta, I don't think. Was she? I didn't see her. Hopefully the story mode will also be changed and upgraded with cool new missions and stuff. That was obviously Akihabara. Gran with his new haircut. Eternal Guider haircut. Guider of the Eternal. I'm really not a big fan of vocal tracks during the game, but it sounds great in trailers and stuff. There is no game that looks better than this. I still hold on to my opinion that this looks better than Guilty Gear Strive. Not that you can really directly compare them, but I just prefer the look of this. Gran and Jita looking really awesome when they transform, and hopefully, I assume that will only be during their supers, so you feel like you get a little power up in the middle of matches. Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising. So people who were worried, like, oh, is it going to cost more? Am I going to have to buy the game again? Turns out if you bought Granblue Fantasy Versus and you just want to play one of the 4 free characters, you can jump into the new game completely for free. If you don't plan to play it very often, or you just want to test it out as like an ongoing free trial, basically, I don't know why they didn't do this from the start. Since Granblue has been a mobile game, a free-to-play mobile game, since the very beginning, it struck me as interesting that they didn't just launch the fighting game as a free-to-play game, but I think they also did think, okay, we need to recoup the cost of this game. Let's think about it more traditionally. We're making a game. Let's just sell it as people normally do. But it makes so much more sense for a company with immense amount of money. Let's not joke about. Let's not beat about the bush. Cygames is a very successful company. They've got Uma Musume and they've got Granblue Fantasy. We know that they've got the money to support it, and so I think it was a very smart decision going free to play. Not all fighting games can afford to do that, and I think this is going to definitely play in their favor. Honestly, it's a bit of a shame, in my opinion, that technical inputs have been nerfed so badly. Really, there is no benefit to using technical inputs in this game anymore. It's going to be a simple inputs game, but there are plenty of other fighting games out there that do use technical inputs, and it does not look like, for at least the next 5 years, it doesn't look like all games are going to be going simple inputs. It looks like other games that want to maintain technical inputs, they can do that, and the people who love those games can continue with those. But the companies that want to go mainstream, the companies that need to recoup on their investment with like 3 million players or 4 million players or that number of sales, those are the companies that are going to really need to use simple inputs. But I think for other games like Under Night, like, they don't need to worry about it. It's like they can just stick with technical inputs, and the people who are going to play that game, it's not going to change if they put simple inputs into it. But something like Granblue Fantasy Versus, this is going to make a huge difference. Making simple inputs as strong as technical inputs, I think that could have quite a strong impact. We don't know. It might have no impact at all. Casuals may just still give up and not bother playing fighting games because they'll realize that it's still really difficult to win, even if the inputs are simple. But anyway, it's coming out on November 30th. You can already pre-order it, and I think the trailer did a really good job of showcasing just what you get to experience. A mini game, which is a lot of fun, a fighting game, which looks gorgeous, and if you've never played fighting games before, it didn't tell you that it's got simple inputs in it, but once you read the website and people start talking about it, they'll be like, yeah, this is actually a really easy game to get into, and especially great for beginners. I think everyone, especially influencers like myself here on YouTube, we're going to be saying, if you want a game that is easy to get into and you want to get into fighting games, it's really difficult to beat a game like Granblue Fantasy Versus. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. That was just the reveal trailer for Granblue Fantasy Versus. Let me know in the comments, are you going to be pre-ordering the paid edition, standard or deluxe edition, or are the 4 characters enough for you and you just want to play the Granblue Legends Fall Guys clone and then the main game as well for free? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. This is my main place for fighting games now, the main actual channel, Nihongo Gamer. That's going to be mostly hardware and gear. I want to really focus on physical objects there. Whereas on this channel, it'll be mostly about these reactions to games or gameplay and clips from streams, that sort of thing. If you enjoyed it, make sure that you subscribe. See you soon.